Y'all already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost you nothing to hit that like button. Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Okay, well, this is really scary. There's kids in the house. You guys have not been really friendly in the community. And to me, this seems a little, can I finish, sir? Can I finish?
So yeah, this lady.
Can I finish? Get your phone.
This lady
seems a little bit
ran up in that church.
Aggressive to have all these cars in our cul.
So this lady ran up in that church. This is one of the journalists, whatever they call. She ran up in that church for that protest. She was one of the people that was there for the running in a church. I don't know who thinks it's. I don't know what people think it's cool to run to a church. Those people are literally talking about Jesus. They're talking about God. What in your head makes you think, should I go run in a church? Let's go run in a church and protest in a church. They're not talking about ICE. They're not talking about illegals. They're not talking about politics. They're talking about God and Jesus. In my opinion, there's no reason for you to be going into a church. And I didn't even know there was a law that you cannot have you have no right to protest in the church. I didn't know that.
The sack, 2, 3 agents, and now I saw the one disappear to the back. So to me, this is a little aggressive to just serve a warrant. Slide the warrant. Let me see the warrant.
You guys, I wanted to alert the public that agents are at my door right now. They're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours, and that they have a warrant for my arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And my children are here. They're impacted by this. This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media. We are supposed to have our constitutional right of the freedom to film, to be a member of the press. I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press.
You can't go into church.
Because now federal agents...
It's not a First Amendment. You do have your right of First Amendment. Free speech in public. You're in a church. You're in a church. They're talking about Jesus and God. You do have your right. They're not taking your rights. There's a law that you cannot protest at churches. People... They're trying to make it seem like, oh, they're taking my rights.
Are at my door arresting me for filming the church protest a few weeks ago. Again, I don't have a long time here, you guys, but I wanted you to know, for me, agents are at my door right now. My attorney has spoken with them. I did send a relative outside to talk to them. They're showing some type of documentation, apparently, that they got an indictment from a grand jury. I knew that I was on a defendant's list. I did not publish it because it was under seal. And so we've done everything that we can to try and abide by, the advice of our attorneys. But right now, you guys, I wanted you to know I'm going to have to hop off here and surrender to agents as a member of the press. I filmed the church protest a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now I'm being arrested for that.
You were part of it.
It's hard to understand how we have a constitution, constitutional rights, when you can just be arrested for being a member of the press. You
were inside the church. You were part of the crew.
All right, you guys, I gotta
you was
go.
part of the crew.
Yep, she's coming.
Yes,
right now.
go get her.
Give me 1 second.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
You were there. I'm not wishing
thinking
jail on
about it,
anybody, but you were there.
Base 44,
Just like everybody people were at January 6th.
As I reflect,
they got in trouble
as
too.
a journalist who has worked in media for more than 17 years, I leave this federal courthouse today with one question. Do we have a constitution?
Yes, you do.
No, we don't. Don't look like I should be protected under the First Amendment, just like all of the journalists who I've been advocating
You should
for,
have been
too. I've
outside the
advocating
church.
for mainstream media journalists who have been brutalized for months.
You should have been outside the church, not inside the church. You have every right to protest. Free speech, freedom of press. You have that's your yeah. But why go in the church? What was the point of going in the church?
Do we have a constitution? That is the pressing question that should be on the front of everyone's minds. And so to everybody who showed up today, thank you. Please continue to support the other people who are being charged. Obviously, because there's ongoing litigation, there is not much that I can say beyond what I'm saying now. But amplifying the truth, documenting what is happening in our community is not a crime. And the questions
Going in church
that
is a crime.
were asked a few weeks ago
they're moving around
on a
the
Sunday
goalposts.
morning by concerned community members, those questions still need to be answered. Until their questions.
Yeah. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for their
Look
support.
at Don Lemon. Arrested and came out thinking he Malcolm X.
It truly means
think he Malcolm
the
X.
world to me. I had no idea what's going on.
Came out with the
because
Malcolm X
obviously I haven't seen anything.
glasses.
I've spent my entire career covering the news. I will not stop now. In fact, there is no more important time than right now.
You think he Malcolm X now?
This very moment for a free and independent media that shines a light on the truth and holds those in power accountable. Again, I will not stop now. I will not stop ever. Last night, the DOJ sent a team of federal agents to arrest me in the middle of the night for something that I'd been doing for the last 30 years.
That's not true.
That
You
is
see, that's what they do. They start lying. They start saying little things to make people's heads think that that's not true. You never ran in a church before. You never ran up in a church before for a protest. If I'm wrong, somebody send me a video of Don Lemon running into a church. Show me a video of Don Lemon running into a church protesting. You haven't done this in the last 30 years. That's a lie.
Bring the news. The First Amendment of the Constitution protects that work for me and for countless of other journalists who do what I do. I stand with all of them, and I will not be silenced. I look forward to my day in court. Thank you all.
Yeah, you're guilty.
How far are you
boy.
willing to go for fucking power? To arrest a journalist, two journalists, and need I remind you, the journalist happens to be a person of color. So
Oh boy. Here we go. I'm not even gonna get into that.
let's get this right. This administration uses the will of their power, their federal agencies and entities, to soft launch. Hey, let's take away their First Amendment. Stephen Miller. Let's take away their First Amendment. Oh,
They didn't take away their First Amendment. That's a lie. They could have been outside that church protesting. They have the freedom to protest. Everything changed when you ran up in the church and you disrupted the praise of the Lord. People praising the Lord on a great Sunday. That's when everything changed. They're literally talking about God. They're talking about Jesus. There's nothing else they're talking about. We could be outside the church. But why did they have to run in the church? They didn't take their First Amendment right.
Take their First Amendment away and attack their Second Amendment and attack everything that the Constitution stands for. But when we do that, we must attack person of color or black people first.
What?
We dare not to attack a white person and take away, because we got to soft launch this shit. We got to soft launch, and so we.
There was white people. There was white people there also protesting. What is this guy talking about? What is this guy talking about?
We gotta use a bait first. Let's use Don Lemon. Let's use Don. White Americans, they would probably be eagles on. Yeah. State. No,
I can't listen to this dude.
Crazy. And you won't.
I can't. Now let's see what Hassan Campbell got to say.
One of the deepest topics ever that I probably ever had to touch on. You got the people. You got journalists. You got the church. You got the protests. Some people say, you can't go into church and do that.
Yeah.
And do what?
Protest. Come on, man.
This game, you're not ready for it.
See, the church is different.
All right, hold on. Before
synagogue.
we keep this going, let's check. Is it illegal to protest at a church? And I'm not being biased. I'm not doing. It's just the common sense. This is where I wanted to go live stream. This is where I wanted to do these streams and podcasts, because the truth is starting to become the common sense is not common no more. So look, protesting in churches is legal under certain conditions, primarily on whether the protest is peaceful, conducted in public property, and does not disrupt worship services. Look at the last one. And does not disrupt worship services. Should we go check out how the protest was? Should we check out how the protest was? Minnesota, and they're so funny that watch they probably deleted the video. They probably deleted all the videos so they won't get in trouble in court. Okay, look. What do you guys see here? They worshiping service. All right, I'm gonna pause this. What does it say? And does not disrupt worship services. Okay? We're talking common sense. Don't get mad. Nobody's biased here. We're reading the truth. Is legal and does not is legal. Look, it's saying legal. I don't know what protest is peaceful. I mean, maybe they be there humming, holding hands and humming with the Lord, and maybe have a sign on their head or something with a little fan. Maybe I don't know what was peaceful. But clearly it says, and does not disrupt worship services. Now let's go to the video. Does this look like they're having service? Just by her talking, they're disrupting the service. That's it.
Renee Good!
Yeah.
Renee Good!
Finito.
Renee Good!
Finito. All of them. Come on, y'all. Does this look like they... So did they disrupt the church or no? Did they disrupt the church or no? Did they disrupt the church? Y'all tell me. Does this
Where
look
are
like...
you? Where are
Yep,
you? Where
shame
are
on
you?
you. Shame
Where
on
are
you.
your people?
Look.
Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity, standing for our people?
y'all. The
Where
truth
are
is the
you?
truth,
You
man.
drink your coffee, you got your jewelry,
Look at
you
that.
have your nice clothes, but
Look
what
at
do you
this,
do? What
y'all.
do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities? I'm not going to comment. You have no
Look
comment.
at
Exactly.
this.
Renee Good! Renee Good!
They just disrupted the whole service.
All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes.
Yo, this show. Okay. I just made my point that Hassan Campbell was wrong. But look how he tried to make it seem. Let's go back a little bit.
See, the church is different from the synagogue. The church belongs to the people. In the Jewish community, you have to be Jewish to be a part of the Jewish temple.
Moving the goalposts, man.
In Christianity, the church belongs to everybody.
You're wrong, bro. It belongs to everybody, yes.
That's how we was raised in Christianity.
It belongs to everybody, yep.
In America. And the people have a right to challenge the pastor.
Absolutely not. That's a lie. I clearly just read it. It says, yes, it is legal to go in there and protest, but you cannot disrupt the church. You're wrong.
Didn't say
you're wrong again.
Disrespect.
Disrupt.
Or disrespect the place of worship.
He disrupt.
But in the past, before the 501c3s, and the churches was infiltrated by the governments of America, the politicians in America, before the pastors start getting put on the payroll, you know, back when they used to hand out the collection plates. Oh, God. Now there's Cash Apps and Zelles.
It's called technology. It's called the future.
The people always had a right to make the pastors and the people in position of the church step down when they felt like they wasn't living up to their position. But in today's...
Living up to what position? He's a pastor. He's talking about God. What position you want him to do? You see what these... Like Hassan, yo, I fuck with Hassan, yo. But the way he been acting, and a lot of people been acting like this lately. Like, I guess something they saw ticked them, and they just forgot about common sense. Like, it's like their goal is to make common sense not common. Everybody knows that's wrong.
This time, something that we've never, ever seen. Even to the point to where that 3 different judges refused to give an order, a warrant for the arrest of these journalists. Refused to. Because it's part of your constitutional right?
No.
And it's only right for the people to tell a pastor that he has to...
They refused it. And then when we went back to the video, when they saw, by law, you cannot disrupt service or worship service, guess what? It went right back out. And that's why he was locked. Don Lemon was locked up. That other journal was locked up. And I'm pretty sure a few people got locked up. It's law. It's law. Just like everybody got in trouble for January 6th, for doing what they did, they should not have done that. That's illegal as well. And most of them got prosecuted and went to jail. And just like this situation.
Step down and we don't like what you're doing when you're not being a man of God.
What?
When the FBI steps in, not the regular police coming at you and saying, hey, you went to this church. You interrupted their prayers. That's disorderly conduct.
Oh,
that's something that you're supposed to deal with regular blue and white, maybe even the detectives. But now the federal government is arresting people for telling the pastors that they're not playing their position?
No, nobody went to the pastor and said, hey, dude, you're not playing your position. Or they didn't wait outside wait for the pastor to come outside and say, and had signs saying, You're not playing your position. You're not playing your position." Should I go back to the video, Hassan? Should I go back to the video, Hassan? Is this how you tell a pastor speaking about God? Is this how you tell him?
Renee Good! Renee Good!
Is that how you tell him, Hassan? Is that the right way to do it? Look. There's kids there. Little kids there with their families worshiping. It's not how you do it, Hassan. You're wrong.
This is where you have to look and say to yourself, Christianity, as we knew it, has been compromised the same way the people in power who was running with Epstein and his Gilligan's Island has been compromised. Because you're telling me now pastors can't be replaced because they're protected by the 501c3, which means the value of the church is equivalent to garbage. Garbage. The number one rule in America in 2026 is that there is no rules. Only the weak follow rules, while the elite enforce rules.
So you see, this is
that
where
they don't follow.
this is where Hassan he starts rambling. Where are you going at with it?
When it gets to the point to where that the people of the community can't go inside the church and pull a pastor's coats and tell the pastor where he's wrong,
The right way, peaceful.
and that becomes a crime,
Peacefully. They disrupted it. They wasn't peaceful.
that is no longer.
Son, that's where you're
If you're
wrong.
here to learn what you don't know, you don't know.
That's
yes?
where you're wrong, Hassan. It wasn't peaceful. It wasn't peaceful. That's it.
It is a house of government.
Oh man. All right, I'm done with you, man. Let's go. So yeah, I already showed y'all